away. He was a great player at Essendon. His time was cut short there due to knee injuries. He was a brilliant coach at Melbourne, one of the easiest people to speak to, such a lovely, lovely man. And then, of course, his legacy with Fight MND and the Big Freeze will live on, and we'll always remember him. I interviewed him a few years ago, and it was about his efforts with Fight MND, and he said at the end of it, I said, thanks for the interview, and he said, oh, hopefully it'll fill a hole somewhere. A massive understatement. Anything Neale said was definitely worth putting in the news. And today we need to fill a hole in our hearts because we've lost a great man, and we'll be having more tributes to him in the next half hour, including hearing from Anthony Albanese, who's just been speaking in Parliament. Plus we'll hear from Fight MND as well. So a lot more still to come on Neale Daniher.
Even tough tummies can be sensitive. Milk that's naturally free from A1 protein. Only A2 will do.
Apparently down the road sold for 1.5.
I wonder what we get.
It's good at the pool.
Know the value of your home with a real estimate.
Care comes naturally at Hearing Australia. We offer expert advice and the right device for a fair price. Get $0 fully subsidised hearing aids for eligible pensioners.
Hearing Australia.
Roof Seal are giving you more bang for your buck with the Super Seal sale. Pay $1 per ridge cap repair, tile change, whirlybird, standard downpipe or leaf stopper.
1336 7070.
Roof.
At some point in time, you or a family member may need the Royal Melbourne Hospital, which is why we're always here when it matters most. By purchasing your ticket in our home lottery, not only could you win the $4.4 million Mount Martha Masterpiece, you're also supporting the team at the Royal Melbourne Hospital continue their extraordinary work, providing world-class care for those in need.
Thank you for your support.
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 Discover Emerald Cruises' award-winning European river cruises with exceptional inclusions. Enjoy relaxed luxury and authentic adventures as you explore Europe with excursions and active experiences, including hiking, bike tours, canoeing and more. Early bird offers for 2027 are out now. 15-day luxury river cruise from only $5,245. Contact your travel advisor or visit emeraldcruises.com.au.
Lowercase p, at symbol,
Super fast internet.
the number 5, dollar sign, lowercase w, 0, lowercase r, capital D, 1.
Say it. Super fast internet.
When your internet is awarded Australia's fastest fixed network, you'll want to tell everyone.
Oh, wait, there's more. Never share your password with anyone.
Hey! Who took all the up and goes?
Up and Go Liquid Breakfast. Feel good protein, fibre and vitamins to get up and go.
Aldi's free-range chicken. Free to roam and free to do whatever.
Oi, back here.
Free-range chicken breast fillets bulk pack at an Aldi price of $11.49 a kilo. If you can catch them. Aldi. Good different.
Welcome back. The very sad news this afternoon, it has been confirmed by his family that AFL great, charity great and Australian of the Year, Neale Daniher, has passed away. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has just addressed Parliament on the death of Neale. Here's some of what he had to say.
With the passing of Neale Daniher, we all grieve for a great Australian. On behalf of the government and the people of Australia, I offer our heartfelt condolences to the Daniher family, his wife Jan, children Beck, Ben, Lauren and Luke, many grandchildren and wider family. They did so much to support the man that they loved so deeply. In 2013, after an extraordinary and decorated VFL-AFL career as both player and then coach, Neale Daniher was diagnosed with motor neuron disease. At that point, the average life expectancy was just 27 months. Instead, Through 13 years, Neale fought what he called the beast with a courage, optimism and passion that brought hope and inspiration into the lives of everyone affected by MND. The devastating impacts of motor neuron disease stole so much from Neale, but he held on to everything that people loved and admired about him. His selflessness, his bravery, his humour, his ability to look on the bright side, and his fierce determination to make a difference for others. It was a profound honour for me to present Neale Daniher the Australian of the Year award in 2025. I think it is safe to say that there has never been an award so unanimously agreed to by every single Australian on that night. Richly deserved recognition, of course, that Neale embraced not as an accolade, but as a platform, a way to continue his advocacy for a cure. Neale Daniher's remarkable legacy lives all around us. The difference he made can be measured in the national awareness and the tens of millions of dollars that he and Fight MND have raised to research a cure. It can be counted in the tens of thousands of Big Freeze beanies that will fill the MCG on the King's birthday weekend. Above all, it will be carried in the hearts of everyone who found new strength and, yes, new hope in their fight because of the extraordinary example that Neale set. May this wonderful Australian rest in peace. Yeah.
Anthony Albanese in federal parliament just a short time ago. And prior to that, earlier this bulletin, we heard from Jacinta Allen, who says the state government has offered and Neale's family has accepted a state funeral for Neale Daniher. A champion footballer and coach, Australian of the Year, Order of Australia, and the face of one of the cruelest diseases. Neale Daniher lived a large life. Glenn Stanaway takes a look back at the man and his legacy.
Football has a habit of producing great characters, and every so often, great people. Neale Daniher was certainly one of those. A national treasure, Neale had a magical ability to connect, to inspire and to deliver.
I'm always overwhelmed when I've got an army behind me. They got my back. They got MND on the back foot.
Neale was raised in Ungaree, a riverina town that he and his three brothers put on the map. In fact, he had 10 siblings, parents Jim and Edna presiding over a busy household. Neale, Terry, Anthony and Chris loved their footy, and it soon became apparent they were destined for the big time. Together, they'd find a home at Windy Hill.
Spent time with my brothers at the football club. Now, looking back now, special time.
A luckless footballer, Neale only pulled on the boots 82 times for the Bombers, his body cruelled by knee injuries. But his talent was obvious. In round 20, 1981, he swung from defence into attack and booted 3 telling goals as Essendon edged Carlton by a point. And on a Saturday afternoon at Moorabbin in 1990, a moment he and the family had longed for. The first quartet of brothers to play for the same team in the same game.
I was happy to give it a go, but I was never able to have the athleticism to really be a good player.
While his playing career was cut short, Neale still had so much to give the game. And in 1998, he became the man Melbourne turned to in its time of need.
A big win for Neale Daniher and his men here at the MCG.
Nicknamed the Reverend, Neale always wore his heart on his sleeve, and the Demons lapped it up. From a wooden spoon the year before, he lifted the Demons into a prelim final in his first season. Then, in 2000, a grand final against who else but the Bombers.
A big day, yeah, want to take it all in.
While the Demons were trounced by 10 goals, Neale had developed a love for the red and blue, a love affair that continued for a decade.
I have decided that my coaching obligations with the Melbourne Footy Club will cease at the end of this contract.
It wasn't until 2013 that Neale's life was turned upside down when he was diagnosed with motor neuron disease, or as he dubbed it, the beast.
We need to fight, and I can't ask other people to fight if I don't fight.
His MND fight became very public. Neale wanted his story shared for the betterment of understanding, for research and for fundraising.
This will accelerate something that over the last 200 years, nothing's been done in Australia.
And when the Reverend spoke, people listened, be it players, politicians or fans.
Have fun, we will have today.
Neale was invested in a battle he knew he'd eventually lose.
The disease will get me, I know, and that drives me to go, well, what can I do? Mightn't help me, but what can I do that might make it better for others?
The Queen's birthday fixture between Melbourne and Collingwood became more than just a footy match, it became the Big Freeze. His march to the G was a pilgrimage, with most, if not all, wearing a blue beanie.
I'm wearing a beanie in honour of my sister who passed away from motor neurone disease last year.
And as a man who loved a laugh.
Will we give up? No! Will we give it all we got? Yeah! Let's go!
Neale took great delight in sending celebrities, athletes and former players down that Big Freeze slide into an icy bath.
Bluey will not be happy.
Neale loved his mates, his footy, but more than anything else, Neale loved his family. Wife Jan and children Lauren, Luke, Beck and Ben. And he was a grandfather too.
Dad's always said that he never believed that there was nothing there for him to do. He took the philosophy of let's play on, let's find the opportunity, let's fight back.
The honours have been many. An Order of Australia for his distinguished service to charity, a walkway at the MCG, and more recently, entry into Essendon and Melbourne's Hall of Fame. And Neale wouldn't have missed this moment for the world. His beloved Demons finally premiers after a 57-year wait. Then when the cup did arrive home, guess who was front and centre? Dressed up for Halloween, belting out Mr. Brightside by the Killers. The great man in fundraising mode, but also raising spirits on the annual Daniher's Drive.
You were good. You're very good. Very good.
Neale's infectious smile and devilish sense of humour made him a national treasure. Quite simply, there was no one like him.
There's a saying, when all's said and done, more is said than done. And the mark of a person is not what you say, it's what you do.
Clint Stanaway, 9 News.
What a life, what a legacy. Now, after the break, our coverage on the death of Neale Daniher continues. We'll hear from Fight MND and we're live to Daniher's Way.
It's like looking down into another world.
Being of a Torres Strait Islander background, I have a strong connection to the sea, the land.
You see these majestic animals swimming around me.
Wowee.
It was actually really emotional.
It feels like a fever dream.
This is wild.
This has honestly been one of the most incredible experiences of my life.
I see great beauty in these creatures.
The camaraderie is what gets you through. I know that we will be friends for life. I've been through something that no one's been through. Yeah! People wouldn't believe what we're doing here.
Axel? Yeah, super hearing. Selective hearing.
Axel, come on, bud. Axel, stop.
Especially around dinner time.
Now you can hear me.
Supercoat with 22 essential vitamins and minerals to keep them super.
Tough stains? No problem for Vanish Gold Pro Turbo.
These will take ages to come out.
It'll only take 30 minutes. Just one scoop of Vanish Gold Pro Turbo contains a unique accelerator system that turbocharges stain removal.
Trust Vanish, forget stains. Living with diabetes? Manage your glucose with a CGM that makes things easy. Dexcom gets you. We get that you want to easily monitor glucose levels. We get that you're working to stay in range day by day. And we get that you don't want to stop for finger pricks when you want to make a splash. Easy, accurate with better health outcomes. Shop the Dexcom One Plus for people with type 2 diabetes or get Dexcom G7 subsidised for Australians with type 1 diabetes. Dexcom gets you. Get started at dexcom.com.au.
Good nutrition is the key to healthy aging. That's why My Choice was created by the dietitians and chefs at Light and Easy. To find out how you can save on your first delivery and enjoy more choice and independence, call us on 13 15 12 today.
Need a moment to unwind? Let Botanica's nature-inspired fragrances set the mood, infused with exotic magnolias from the rolling hills of the Himalayas. Botanica, inspired by nature.
Hi, I'm Ed from O'Brien. See this rock? It's got really sharp edges. When it flicks off the road, it can also chip your windscreen. And if it cracks, it could cost you a new one. So don't wait. Head to o'brien.com.au, enter a few details to book your repair. Easy. We'll get you back on the road fast. And with car insurance, your chip repair is usually free. So, book today.
Returning to the passing of Neale Daniher, he was, of course, co-founder and very much the public face of Fight MND, with a vision to rid the world of motor neurone disease. We're going to hear now from the chair of Fight MND, Mike Schneider.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming down. It's a really difficult day for Fight MND and for anyone who knows the Daniher family, and of course the whole of Australia felt like they knew Neale. But for us in this moment, Jan and Beck work with us every day, and so for us, our feelings are just with them. We know it's been such a hard road for the last 11 or 12 years or so, but really today is a really difficult day because they are friends, they are workmates, and they are family. We're a family that's been in this fight for nearly 12 years now. So first and foremost, our hearts go out to Jan and Beck and Loz and Ben and Luke and the whole family and the grandkids, because they are a tight-knit family. Neale is one of 11 kids, and anybody who's been in the vicinity of the Danihers knows they are an absolute force. And I think today is that reckoning where, you know, the irresistible force against the indomitable object. There finally was a collision that we knew was inevitable, and every day we deal with the fact that MND is a disease that once diagnosed, the one certainty is that you will die. But today we take like incredible inspiration from Neale, who really just wanted to take it right up to that certainty. And he was remarkable. And for my team today, to hear this news and to know that Jan, who just stumps up every single day, having left looking after Neale all through the night, wasn't in, it didn't feel right. And it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right not having Neale here. But I guess what does feel right is that this is a time where he was recognised last year as the Australian of the Year. A bloke who grew up and was sort of powerful in a footy code that in a nation like ours can be divisive, but he rose above that because he just took on this incredible fight. He's an absolutely inspirational man up against this killer disease. And it finally got him today, but I think it's fair to say it got us, and it's probably going to get a lot of Australia. It's a really hard moment for us. Me personally, I felt completely privileged to be able to come to work every day and literally do everything I could with a team of amazing people to harness the power of community. That's what Neale was about, the power of community, about saying, you're not against one of us, you're against all of us. And it's been remarkable. We're in our 12th year now, and we've sold millions of beanies and we've led the world in research. But really, it's the driving force of one man. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's bought a beanie, who's come to the footy, who's taken a moment to just think about how when we all come together we can actually change the world. And he has changed the world, and he's left it a pretty remarkable place. So for us, it's a really difficult day. It's a day where we just pause and we think about family. We think about the Daniher family. We think about Jan and Beck, who work with us every day, and Loz and Ben and Luke. But we think about everybody who's got a little connection. Everybody who goes to a supermarket or a hardware store and buys a beanie for their kids because they want to show them that we can make a difference. Just these little acts of care. And I've spoken to a few people this afternoon already who are also living with MND, and they take this news particularly hard. It's a really brutal and confronting reminder of what lies ahead for them. But every single person I spoke to said what Neale brought to us and what he brought to Australia and what he brought to this community was hope. And that's something you can't sell in hardware stores or in shops, but yet we sell it by the truckload. So we just want to thank everyone for the time they're taking now to obviously recognise that this is a really difficult time for this organisation, but it's also a really powerful moment. And Neale was a hard taskmaster, and when he was Australian of the Year, he only wanted to go forth with that because what he thought he could achieve. And I know right now he'll be upstairs looking down on us going, play on and make it the biggest and the best one ever. And that's our commitment right now, as well as to the family. So thanks everyone, really appreciate your time. Mike Schneider, our chair, might like to say a few words.
It's Matt Tilley there, who's CEO of Fight MND, talking about the legacy of the man who founded that organisation, Neale Daniher. Let's cross live now to Isabel Quinlan. She's at the MCG, and Izzy is standing where there'll be a permanent reminder of what Neale Daniher means to not just Victorians, but all Australians.
Yes, Brett, and this will likely become the place where many pay tribute to the great man himself. And here at the beginning of the walkway, it reads, Daniher's way, a hero in every sense of the word. And that's how many will remember Neale Daniher for generations to come, because not only was he a legend on the field, but off the field, his tireless work in raising awareness and more than $150 million for MND will be remembered forever. He really embodies that word hero in every sense, and I don't think many of us thought this day would come, or at least we hoped it would never come. So our thoughts are really with his family this evening. So Brett, I'll leave it in Neale's words, as many people have said today and will continue to say, play on.
Indeed, very much the legacy of Neale Daniher. We'll have a lot more about this in the news at 6. But when we return, Sherry Lee Biggs will join us to have a look at our weather details after the break.